Good evening, guys. Hope you all are doing well. So let's dive into what we did in today's market and the counters that we traded in. All right. So late last evening, a news had come out that for the first time since 2020, U.S. Federal Reserve cuts interest rates by 50 basis points. So this was a positive news. Markets did react positively well initially, and the same was expected today in our markets too. We did have a small little discussion in our group regarding what people understood or rather thought would happen to our markets after this particular news had come out. And everyone were positive. Everyone had a positive outlook towards our markets. Everyone thought that our markets would do well today, right? Uh, I, on the other hand, I was a little skeptical about the news, and I did mention it yesterday too to some of our friends. Reason being, if you have a look over here, this zone, let me just mark this zone here. This zone from 13th to the 18th. You can see market was in a very tight range of around 100, 200 points range. It was trading within that. Okay, it was finding it really difficult to break out of this range. Okay, because every time it tried, markets are pushed down, markets close in the red. So the last 4 days markets were closing in the red, and that gives us an indication that sellers seem to be a little more heavier than the buyers. All right. Yeah, the market didn't go further down. I agree to that too. But at the same time, it didn't go up, and every single day it closed in the red. Okay. So my sentiments were negative. Then this news coming out late in the evening forced me to think that okay, 4 days the market has been closing in the red. 4 days the market has been trading in a very tight range. End of the day, they come out with this news, a positive news. Definitely, people are going to react positively to this, right? So yeah, markets might open positively, but as I mentioned earlier, for price to move, it has to first hit the stops, either the buy stops or the sell stops, and then you find a big move coming. So in this case, I was expecting the market to open cap up or open higher, go up, hit the buy stops, and then come down. Because we liquidity is needed before a move can happen. All right, there's a reason why the market goes in a zigzag motion. It goes up, it comes down, it goes up, it comes down. Why is it coming down? It's trying to grab liquidity. Once it grabs liquidity over here, in this case, liquidity being the stops, then it has the momentum and or the power to climb further up. Okay, so I was expecting market to either gap up or open positive, go up, hit all the stops, and then come down. And I didn't mention this in our group. So I was had a negative bias towards the market. All right, so let's keep it like that. All right, so let's come to the stocks. Today we traded in AB Capital and NTPC. Had traded in these two stocks, Naukri and OFS, but I didn't mention that in the group. These two stocks over here are Asian Paint that we are on swing trade still, and Hindalco. Hindalco, if we have a look, let's stick to Nifty here. We'll have a look here. Hindalco, if we have the look, sorry, have a look. We're waiting for price to reach this level, the resistance zone, before we take a short trade. All right. So I'm waiting for price to come here, make a certain price action, and then come down, and that's when I'll go on a short trade somewhere here depending upon price action. So coming back to our trade in ABC Capital. Okay, so this candle is today's candle, 19th of September. This black line is the previous day high, this is previous day low. Okay, and this orange rectangle that you see over here is the most important candle of the 80. Okay, we'll have a look at that in a moment. So market opened, I think it's around 3% up with AB Capital somewhere over here, right? Market opened somewhere over here, yeah, somewhere over here. So that's was around 3.1, 3.2% up. Huge gap. Okay, so whoever were long over here from yesterday, okay, have made close to 3.5% just at the opening bell. Okay, 3.5% in options is equivalent to, let's say, close to like 70 to 80% return on capital in options. All right, so that was one indication for me that there is going to be profit booking. Okay, second, now when you open a chart on a daily time frame, you see the candle opening somewhere over here. The first and foremost thing that you need to do is that you need to look left. Okay, sorry about that. You need to look left and you need to see, is there any resistance zone that's been formed, okay, which has not been tested. Okay, now if you see over here, let's start with price went up from here, went here, came down, went up, came down, went up, came down, and so on and so forth. Okay, this is a zigzag movement that has happened. Okay, this was the low that was created over here before this up move, and price came and closed below this. You can see here it broke and closed below this. Okay, now this particular candle on the 28th of June is an important candle for me. This is where I believe that sellers have come into the market and pushed the price down. So I mark this level, and you can see this rectangle has not been touched before. It's a virgin resistance zone. All right, so whenever price comes up to this level, okay, you will find at least one round of sell off happening over here. Okay, price as you can see, price came up till here, gets into the zone, and you're definitely going to find one round of sell off. Either price will come down and continue going on top, that's a possibility, I'm not denying that. Okay, or price will come up, hit the zone, and fall down from here. Either of these two possibilities can happen, but one thing is for sure, that whenever price comes here, you are going to find rejection at least once. Okay, so I was counting on that. Second, you open this on a 1 minute time frame, which I do. All right, you can see price opened here. This is the first 15 minutes, 9:15 candle. Price opened, and you can see this huge rectangle. This huge wick over here that you can see. Okay, this is a clear indication that there's a huge rejection that has happened from this resistance zone that we had marked. Okay, so we go back to the 1 minute time frame, and you can see this huge resistance that is being formed over here, huge rejection that we can see. Okay, in fact, the wick is all the way till here, huge rejection. So that's basically telling me on the very first 1 minute candle that okay, price tried to go up and it was kicked down. Big time sellers have come in and pushed the price down over here. Okay, that is why immediately, I think so, by around let me guess, around 9:16 itself only, I must have 9:15, 9:16 is when I would have told you guys to go short on AB Capital. Okay, so I told you to go short at around 233.5, that was around this level, and that's exactly what has happened. Okay, now we look at this in a 5 minute time frame. Here also you can make use of the zigzag. to see what the market is doing. The market opens here. What is it doing initially? Is it making lower lows or higher highs? You can see price is going down, it's making lower lows. From here it started making higher highs. And then it again broke this low that was formed here. The low of 930 was broken at 950. When this happened, this green candle, this up move candle, this move from here till up, this up move candle, the 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 the, the, the highest green candle would be our selling zone or our resistance zone. So you can see price came down, went up into the zone and then crashed down from there. Okay, and it went all the way down. I mean, one would, I would say, would have made around, like, this was nearly 4.5%. Okay, and later in the day also I told you guys, target previous day low. Yeah, this line, this black line is previous day low, this black line is previous day high. So I told you guys also target previous day low and see there's an immediate jump from there. So these levels of previous day high and low are very, very important. You know, these levels don't are not made randomly. All right, there is a reason why these levels are made, and price more times than not will react to these levels. Okay, and this orange rectangle that I said was the most important candle in this range that was marked. You can see price came, tried to find some support here and went up. Okay, this particular trade I didn't take because I'll let you know, I made my target in NTPC. So this particular trade, I think so I made a loss of around point 0.1 or something like that, 0.1 or 0.2%, something like that loss I made, and it wasn't very bad. Okay, but I didn't get into this trade again. Right, so let's get into my next trade, NTPC. And all these stocks, as always, I have found them from the pre-open. Okay, so there is no trade secret of trying to do things. I just open the pre-open list and I find these stocks out there. Next is NTPC. Let's open the daily time frame. This is NTPC for you guys. Again, stock opening 1% gap up from previous day. Okay, again, my sentiments for the market was negative. Okay, now here you need to notice something interesting. I had first initially I told you to go short on NTPC. Okay, I'll tell you exactly when. I told you to go short on around 980, and by 924 I said okay, buy NTPC above day high. Correct. Reason, I'll tell you why. As I said, my sentiments for the market was negative. I was expecting the market to be negative today. Okay, but when the stock opened, it opened up and it came down and it closed over here. Okay, you see this wick that was formed. This wick. Okay, where is this wick formed? It's on the lower side of the candle. Look at AB Capital. Where was the wick formed? On the upper side of the candle. All right, so this is showing me selling pressure. This is showing me buying pressure. Okay, so market opened above previous day high and everything. Okay, if you look at the weekly level, let's say let's mark the weekly level too. Okay, this is previous week's high, so let's mark this as previous week's high, and let's see where the market opened regarding previous week's high. This is previous week's high, market opened here. So huge gap up, right? Above previous week high too. It's opened above previous day high. Okay, so it's huge positive. And the first 5-minute candle has a huge wick on the bottom side of the candle. So it's telling me that okay, the sentiments on this particular counter seems to be positive for the time being. So I'll let this candle form 920. 925. After the 920 candle, it's somewhere over here is when I told you let's go high. And I think so we made again around 1.5% or something in those lines. Okay, which translated to I think so around 60% in options, 65% return on investment in options. So I was happy. I made 60% for the day and I was out. Okay, so and I came out somewhere over here. Market came down. I'll tell you, and I told you guys to take, if anyone is interested, people could sell NTPC2 at around 1035, somewhere over here. 1035 is when I told you guys if 427.25, this level is protected, you can see a downfall too. Okay, so market went up, it came down, it went up, it came, and it broke this low. If you can see here, the last low that was made, this low, this low was broken. Okay, so then I took a short trade here. So markets came down here, it broke this low. I was waiting for the price to come up. I took a short trade somewhere here, this being my SL. So you can see price went up all the way till here, till 430 levels, and then came crashing down. Okay, my stop loss was here. It didn't come anywhere close to that level, and we made pretty decent in this too. I think so. Yeah, around here we made around close to 1.3, 1.4% in this trade too, which was again another 50% return on capital. All right. So all in all, a very good day. Okay. All one needs to do is be patient. You need to let the market show you or tell you what its intentions are. Okay, and you have to just follow that. Right? Lots of people I know who went long as soon as Nifty opened here, went long, waited for two candles to form green, went long here, and boom, crashed. Some of them have even lost their principal. Right? So they went long just on the basis of yesterday's news. That's why I keep telling you, one has to follow price, not the news. You have to follow what the price is telling you. Okay. See, the market is in an uptrend. I do not deny that. Nifty is in an uptrend. Okay, because see, it broke its previous high over here. It's an uptrend. Fair enough. But these 4 days, on 13th to the 18th, the market is stuck in a range. Okay, so it's like something that has been compressed, and once you leave it, it's going to like boom, expand on either direction. Correct. So that's exactly what has happened today. And after the 18th evening, they come out with this lovely news that Fed has cut the interest rates. So everybody, especially retailers, all of us, what we wonder is like, oh shit, this is the golden opportunity for us to go long, because that's exactly what people were telling on the news channels too. Okay, so follow price, don't follow the news, because all the news that we see on the television, in the newspapers, are already discounted in the price. When I say discounted, they are already being taken care in the price. You and me hear the news last. All right, the market makers already know what the news is. They already know a day or two prior, if not more, that there's going to be a rate cut of these many basis points. Okay, they know it, they place their trades, they lure us in, they trap us, and we get trapped. Get it? So don't try your best not to follow the news. I'm not saying don't read, don't go through news. Go. It's always good to be updated. It's always good to have topics to talk to your friends when you go down in your office, in the gym, wherever. But on the basis of news, don't trade. All right. So this is what I did today, and yeah, the other two trades, as I said, were in Naukri. Same thing in Naukri, I mean, gap up move, daily chart, I mean, this is like you can see this was yesterday's high here, and market opened somewhere over here, so around 1.2% gap up. So we just waited for the market to show us what it's planning to do. See over here, same thing. I mean, the logic is same. Market opens gap up, goes up. I draw my zigzag even in a 5-minute time frame to know exactly what the market is trying to do. All right, so market opens up, goes here. Now, after the first 5-minute candle, we have to see whether the market is breaking the high of the first 5 minute or the low. In this case, you can see lower lows are being formed. This candle was formed at 920. It did basically nothing. It's an inside candle. And this one, 925, you can see it's made a lower high and a lower low. So we draw it like this. Market came all the way till here, started making high lows, and over here it made lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. Now 10-10 candle broke the previous low. As you can see, it broke the previous low. Let me just unplug this. It's too far away. Sorry, just a second, guys. Okay, so this 10-10 candle broke the low of the 940 candle. When this happens, in this uptrend that you see over here, the small uptrend that happened over here before this downtrend broke the previous low, in this uptrend, the last green candle that made a higher low, I mark that because that is going to be my resistance zone. All right, this particular candle is going to be my resistance zone. Ooh. Okay, so when this happens, I mark my resistance zone and I wait for price to come. Price came in over here, we shorted around this level, and this is what we got. Okay, price came down till here, but I didn't hold it till over here. I held it till this zone, this red line, which is around nearly 2%. This is my previous week's high. So as soon as price came touched this, I squared off my positions. Okay, so that's nearly 2%. That's, you can do your math. What would that be? That's again another 40 to 50% return on investment. This again is OFSS. Okay, this particular candle, it opened within the previous day's range. This is this line, this black line is previous day low, this red line is previous day high. Everyone else has opened above the previous day range, correct? But this was the only one that opened within the previous day range, as in it opened within the range of 18. Okay, so here you can see I marked this red rectangle. This is the most important candle in this entire day. Price opens, immediate rejection. As soon as it opens, it comes down. This is an indication for me that price wants to go further down. Okay, this I took a very short trade. In fact, I shorted from this candle and I till this low and I came out. I mean, I didn't do much, to be very frank, because since I'd already made a decent killing here in NTPC, I didn't do much. This itself also was around I guess around 1.8% I got, not 2, 1.8%, and I came out of it. So these are my trades for today. Okay, just go through this video. If you guys have any doubt, just give me a shout out and we can discuss further. All right, cheers.